Sorry, when I see an astronaut, I immediately feel like I need to do this. Welcome back, guys, to our series Blessed 4. And I am here from our church's Vacation Bible School stage. So if you're ever wondering when we film these things, you can look back on the calendar and be like, oh, so that's when he did it. But we got our Vacation Bible School up and running this week. A lot of you guys have been participants in it, and it's been a whole lot of fun. So I figured, hey, you might as well take advantage of the decorations, and let's dive into the lesson for today. Because today is, I'm going to be honest with you, is one that I don't like. It's one of those verses that I struggle with, and I don't disagree with, I just struggle personally with. And that's because Jesus says, blessed are the pure. Blessed are the pure. Now, let's go ahead and cover what does pure mean? What does it for purity? What does pure mean? That means to be without any faults or to have all of the junk removed. So for example, when you get a diamond or gold or whatever, and you have to purify it, that means you have to get rid of the junk. And so you have to get rid of the dirt, you have to get rid of the scratches, you have to get rid of all this kind of stuff. All of the impurities that make it gross, you have to get rid of those things in order to become more pure. The same principle works here. Blessed are the pure. So we have to ask ourselves, well, what makes us impure? Well, it's our sinful thoughts, actions, and desires. You see, to be pure in God's eyes means to be without sin. And so, and to be more righteous and to be more like God, to be holy. And so when we really break it down, Jesus is saying is blessed are the pure, right? Blessed are those without that junk and that sin in their life. And here's why I don't like that verse, because when we think about things that are impure, which don't think too hard about things that are impure, but when we think about things that are impure, those are often the things that we want to do, that we want to participate in. You know, premarital relations, right? Or listening to or watching, things that might be inappropriate. We like to consume and dive into these things, to say words that we're not supposed to say, to do things that our parents wouldn't necessarily approve of. These are the things that make us impure. And so when Jesus says, blessed are the pure, I'm like, but Jesus, I want to do that stuff. Like the natural sinful part, I want to do those things. I want to act on that. But then this is what he says. He says, blessed are the pure, for they shall see God. It's interesting that when you look at all the different things, like they're blessed for, blessed are the merciful, they'll be shown mercy. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for justice and righteousness, for they will be satisfied. Then this one he says, no. Blessed are the pure, for they will see. They will be within the very presence of God himself. So I have to ask this question. If I love God and I want more of God in my life, if I want more of Jesus and more of what God wants for me, then I have to get rid of that impure stuff. Because one thing I say all the time, and I've said it countless number of times, is God's ways are better than our ways, always. And when it comes to this idea of purity or impurity or whatever, I often like to turn back and go, oh no, there's no way, that God's right on this. There's just no possible, way that's going to be true. And when we look at the things that are impure, they often lead to regret, they lead to mistakes, they lead to pain, sorrow, grief. And God's protecting us from that because why? He loves us, and he loves us dearly. So blessed are the pure, for they shall see God. So let me ask you a couple questions to follow this up. Do you prefer to do things that are pure or impure? And why is that? Is your natural drawing to those things that God knows to be wrong and maybe even you yourself know to be wrong? And why is that? And then what are some practical things you can do? What are some practical steps you can take to remove some impurities from your life in order to see God better? Next week, we conclude our series, Blessed 4. I hope that you guys have been enjoying this. I know I certainly have been enjoying this. I'll see you guys next week. Okay, great. Here we are on the day of filming. We're cleaning up all kinds of trash.
Hi.
It's perfect.
I'm gonna go now.